So let's talk a little bit about SVB. You mentioned him a couple times there. Shane Van Boening, again, one of the very elite, arguably, one of the best players in the world, if not the best. He's been on a lot of these cups. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that he really started tasting more of the victory side of things. But like you mentioned, with kind of the way that Sky has elevated his game, it's taken some pressure off Shane. And I felt like last year you really saw that. I mean, he had the match against Filler that did not go his way. But otherwise, he seemed very solid, very steady. What you really expected year after year from Shane, but sometimes wasn't there in the past. I think just because he didn't have that other anchor on the team. Do you think we see again a very comfortable Shane Van Boening this year?
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I think he's hopefully he's ready to play and ready to go and wants some revenge. I think he knows that those guys are poking at him a little bit. Josh and Jason. He's played 4 singles matches against those guys in the last 2 years. 2 against Shane, 2 against Jason, and 2 against Filler. He's lost 3 of them 5-0. So, Shane can shake off a loss as well as anybody, but it's got to be somewhere in the back of your head, you would think, right? If you're a player. I know it's in the forefront of Jason and Joshua's mind. So it'll be interesting to see how they do the lineups this year, to see if they try to keep Shane, a little bit away from those guys. Shane's not backing away from any fight, but if you're the captain, you're gonna, and you see what's coming up ahead, you may want to put Skylar in a couple of those bigger situations. So, when Shane's been able to play Kazakis, something like that, no problem. So
no Kazakis this year, unfortunately,
no
for Shane,
Kazakis
because
this year. Yeah,
he is owned Alexander Kazakis.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see which Shane shows up this year and how he plays. They're going to rely on him because they have in the last couple of years. As I mentioned, I think I've mentioned before when we were talking that last year Billy Thorpe beat Jason, and that was the only point that the U.S. won that didn't involve either Shane or Sky or both of them. So, they're going to need more help from other people, but they're still going to rely on Shane and Sky to carry the load.